Sometimes the best techniques come from experimenting. So today we're testing crackle paste with Distress inks to see what magic happens. Let's get into it. What's going on, everybody? My name is Tiffany Solorio and welcome back to day 7 of 20 days of creative play. Each day we're exploring a new creative prompt, and today it's all about pairing the texture of crackle paste with vibrant color of Distress inks. Before we get started, don't forget you can grab the free PDF with all 20 prompts linked down in the description box so you can play along at your own pace. So the first thing you need to do is add your crackle paste through the stencil. And I'm just going to be using my silicone palette knife and just add that crackle paste. Now this stencil is, I want to say, Industrial by Tim Holtz. Why does my printer always have to do updates when I am doing a video? I don't know. All right. Now, of course, the translucent paste is going to resist the ink, but I think it's going to be cool how the ink is going to kind of sit in some of those cracks. And we're experimenting here. This is what it's all about. If it doesn't work, it's fine. I know not to use it again, but I think it'll be quite cool to see what happens. All right, so I'm just going to let this dry and let it do its thing, and then we'll be back to add the color on top. All right, so I did forget that for whatever reason, my translucent crackle paste does not crackle. So I was told to try out the Crackle Paint translucent, and I think this works a little bit better. So I'm just gonna go over, and we're just gonna use the same piece of paper here, and I'm just gonna add this paint right on the edge there, and then we'll know which side is which, because one will be very crackled and the other one will just kind of be resisting. I don't know what it is about my translucent crackle paste. All right, now we're gonna let this dry. All right, so the paste has dried, and on the left here, I have the Crackle Paste Translucent, and then on the right here, I have the Crackle Paint Translucent. So this one on the left is the paste, this one on the right is the paint. And I think from my understanding, the paint is supposed to be smaller cracks and the paste is a little bit larger cracks. I may be mistaken. I've never been able to get my Crackle Paste translucent to crack, so I don't know 100%, and I totally spaced it, but we're here to experiment, so that's what we're going to do. I'm not going to stress about it. So I'm just going to take some of these inks. I'm going to start with the Picked Raspberry, and I'm just going to blend these on. You can combine this with that ink smushing technique that we did with the Distress inks, whatever you decide you want to do. Right, so I'm just gonna go in and add some of this color. I'm gonna go in and add it on this side. Yeah, so you can probably see maybe that that's getting in, the pink is getting in the cracks versus this is just kind of sitting on top. And once I wipe it away, it'll completely go away off the top of that. But I'm hoping that this pink will, or the Distress ink is going to sit in those cracks. So I guess we're gonna find out together. All right, I'm gonna add some of the peacock feathers. Go in up here, and I am going to kind of mix these colors together a little bit, just to get a little variation. And then of course I will be adding some water to this as well. Oh, I think a little bit of that paste was not completely dry. So I want to make sure that it's pretty saturated, And you are not going to want to miss how this turns out because I have no idea. I don't know if it's going to be cool or not, to be honest. So can't tell you. Can't even give you a hint. I'm going to go in with some more pink up here. All right, now we're going to go in with that Seedless Preserves. These blending brushes, if you're wondering, they're just cheap ones off of Amazon. You don't have to use the name brand. They all work fine, in my opinion. I'm going to add more of the peacock feathers. All right, so this is looking amazing as is, but because this is a translucent paste, it's going to resist that ink. So I'm just going to carefully take that ink right off of the top. Oh yes, so that crackle paint, it did seep in those cracks. So, oh, that is cool. So you get more of a resist with the paste than you do the paint, which I thought, well, I guess I don't really have a good comparison only because my crackle paste doesn't crackle. So there's that. But this isn't even coming up like really at all. So that's interesting. All right, I'm gonna add some water splatters to this. Let's see what happens. Get more movement going on in the background. And then I'm gonna dry it. So I don't know if you can see that, but on the right again is the crackle paint. And then on the left is going to be the crackle paste, which didn't crackle. I want to make sure that I stress that just in case someone's skipping through the video and they didn't catch that. So this is going to completely resist. This didn't really resist as much as I thought it would. So that's interesting. But adding the water splatters, and then you can always go in. I always like to go back in with even more ink and add more layers to the background, and then more water and all the things. So that's what we're gonna do here. I'm just using whatever was left on my blending tools. Okay, and then I'm going to add some more water. And then this time I'm going to take a paper towel and then just lift up some of that color. And then I'm just going to take that paper towel and then just kind of wipe away that ink that's on that crackle paste. Or else it'll just continue to rub off over time. You can seal this if you choose to. All right, so here's the reveal, and you could see how the ink got in all of those crevices, and it even sat on top of the crackle paint. Again, on the right side is the crackle paint, and then on the left side is the crackle paste. Very, very interesting. This is why I always say experiment, because I would have had no clue that this happened. And now I do. So my mind is racing with ideas. I wish I would have done some stamping underneath this just because then I could have had a little bit more going on, but that could be for another technique. And that's it. Distress inks over crackle paste for a background full of texture. Let me know in the comments if you've tried this before, and don't forget to download that free PDF with all 20 prompts so you never run out of ideas. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, and I will leave the playlist somewhere on the screen for you so you can catch up if you are just joining us. And as always, don't forget to stay creative, and I will catch you all for day 8.